Hi, I'm Elaine Koyama, and I'd like to share a passage with you from my book, Knocking on Doors, and how I handled a come-on from one of the guys. Bert and I were on the road making sales calls and filling the time between calls with topics ranging wide. He alluded to interesting underwear that Mormon ladies wore, though never got into how he knew that they wore interesting underwear. Once, at the end of the day, we sat in his car in front of the dimly lit 1960s-style motel, the doors of our rooms facing us. He turned to me and said, "I feel obligated to ask because guys ask and I'm a guy, but do you want to come into my room?" I smiled and said, "I appreciate you asking, but no, thanks." And that was that. Like a true salesman, he had to ask even though he knew the answer was no. He meant no offense and none was taken. We just had to dispense with old habits in a new world. The business world was a different place in the 70s and 80s. In those days, men provided, women stayed at home or had a secondary job so they could support their husbands. The only women you might see at a trade show would be in fancy dresses, hawking the goods. Stories about salesmen on the road taking women to their hotel rooms were common, often told in a bragging way, not really unlike how some powerful men talk today. As I entered the workforce, the world was changing. I came in as an equal. Some might say I came in with an advantage. I had a Stanford degree. But I was often referred to as a two-pointer, meaning not only was I a minority, I was a woman too. The underlying implication was that's what got me promoted. What I appreciated with the scenario with Bert was his honesty, his willingness, as we say in sales, to ask for the order, but not let the answer interfere with our friendship, the fact that we were co-workers, and that we really liked each other as people. I always kept a professional distance. I stayed true as I could to my role, don't mix business with pleasure. I credit growing up in an isolated area, having a father who, in spite of his poor health, supported me in whatever I chose to do. And maybe I had some dumb luck.